Okay, serviced accommodation. How does the business model look? If you're looking into rent to rent and you're following this channel, this is the only channel that you will need to follow in terms of rent to rent. I've started this channel because when I was looking into rent to rent, I found all of the other YouTubers were just like waffling, and then the only golden nugget that you get is like 10 minutes in. They just want the watch time and they want the subscribers. I don't subscribe to that. I just literally just from the very start, when I start talking, I do a little bit of an intro, such as what I'm doing now, and then I get straight into it, and it's all value until the very end, and then I cut the video quite short. So yeah, that's how I operate. So if you're following rent to rent, follow this channel. This is the only one you will need to follow. I don't waffle, I don't bullshit. I tell you the cold hard fact, the good, the bad, the ugly, all about rent to rent from a very grounded, real position. I don't hold back. I tell you exactly what you need to be doing. So now we've got that out of the way. Service accommodation business model. If you're unsure on the business model, watch this. I will not leave a stone unturned, right? You will understand the service accommodation business model inside out, where you sit between you and the landlord, how it all works, how it operates. Let's get straight into it. Okay, unlike student HMOs, this really broadens how many properties you can go for. The pros of serviced accommodation is basically pretty much every single property, as long as you have the freeholder. Okay, let me talk about the freeholder. Freeholder is someone that has the sole use of the property. They are the decision maker. A leaseholder is like a 2-bed flat within a block, and the freeholder owns the block. And the leaseholder doesn't outright own that building. They don't even outright own the 2-bed apartment they've bought. The freeholder is the ultimate decision maker. So now that we've got that out of the way, any property that is freehold, so a 3-bed detached or semi-detached or end terrace, somebody that owns it, the landlord that owns it, will be the freeholder. I would say 2 beds used to work. Now I think 2 beds they've got to be in the right area. If they're in a slightly unknown area, then you're going to struggle. Don't get me wrong, they still work. It's just, if you're doing this alone, I wouldn't touch a 2-bed. I'd go straight to 3-bed. So the right type of properties that really work: 2-bed, 3-bed, 4-bed. Where do you need to look? Busy towns, obviously cities. The outskirts of cities work really well with nice links straight to the city centre. Parking. Look for towns with hospitals, large businesses, a lot of traffic. A lot of contractors in the place. A lot of people think service accommodation, Airbnb, and they instantly think, oh, I'm nowhere near a beach, it won't work. We do not want to be taking on properties like beachside. That means you're only attracting tourists. What we're aiming to market our properties to is contractors. We want the contractor bookings. We fall back on tourists, all right? So tourists are only 8 to 10 days of the month. Contractors are Monday to Friday every week. So there's more days to be booked from contractors. So a suitable house, suitable for contractors with parking, and where you could sleep at least 4 people, that property would work. So large towns, city centres, outskirts of cities, parking, good link roads in, all right? Tick. And the best properties are freehold. So what we want to be focusing on is providing high-end, clean, fit-for-purpose spaces for contractors, for short-term and long-term booking. The benefits of the landlord or estate agent: we're going to offer a free refurb if the property is quite run down. I would say there's enough recently renovated and very high-spec properties out there. You don't need to be going down that route, but if you find a great property in a perfect area and it's slightly run down, I would definitely offer that free light refurb, but nothing major. You don't want to be replacing kitchens, replacing showers, mainly just paint and carpet. So I wouldn't go any further than that if it was me. Same benefits as HMO: no voids, rent paid on time every time without fail. If you breach that, the landlord has the right to take the property back. We don't qualify for tenant rights. We're a company let. We're a limited company. We're not a tenant. We're a corporate tenant for a business. So if you breach the contract, the landlord can take the property back without court. We're also going to cover every single bill: water, electric, gas, council tax, just like a normal tenant would. Again, we don't want to be taking on maintenance. We're a corporate tenant. We should have tenant responsibilities. So if you had a 3-bed house and I wanted to rent it from you, me and my family, and the boiler goes down, who is expected to fix a boiler? Yeah, you. It's your property. It's exactly the same as rent to rent. Again, it's stress-free for the landlord because they know they're going to get rent paid on time every time. It depends on their previous experience with tenants. Chasing up rent, that might have been annoying for them. They might not like chasing up rent. So yeah, the fact that this is guaranteed rent, as far as guaranteed can go, in line with the contract. The property will be returned in the same, if not better, condition. You have a reputation to uphold in terms of your business. You don't want to be letting landlords down. You want to deliver an amazing service, so then they recommend their landlord friends to you. And it's literally how it works. Once you get going and you've got a few landlords under your belt, they literally recommend. They have like landlord circles. I had one landlord ring me up. Turns out she was the sister of a landlord I work with. That's how you build your portfolio, is you deliver an amazing service and then other properties come from referrals. Don't forget, you can manage minor maintenance, but smoke alarms, light bulbs, repressurizing the boiler, tenant duty responsibilities, that's it. And obviously you're delivering a service that the landlord doesn't have to deal with tenants. You're a business, so you respect the landlord as a landlord because you're a business owner. Common objections, right? Who is going to manage the maintenance? Instantly the landlord thinks you're like a business, you're going to take the property completely off their hands. That's not simply the case. I mean, you can, but make sure if you are going to take on the maintenance, make sure it's damn worth it. It profits extremely well. But no, we don't teach that. So the landlord will ask you, who will manage the maintenance? And you would just turn around and say, as a corporate tenant, we handle the minor maintenance. You, as the property owner, still handles the maintenance, just like a normal tenant to landlord would. The landlord may also have a bit of confusion around the business model. So essentially just give them this answer. You're providing high-end luxury accommodation for people working in the immediate area for like a home from home experience, as opposed to, you know, if they just stayed in the Premier Inn or Travelodge or a pub room. You're providing a short-term and possibly a long-term accommodation, but like a home from home experience. Very common objection is, will this be put on Airbnb and Booking.com and the likes? And what you will say is, it will be managed through a channel manager that I manage. It's not somebody else managing it. It's like a piece of software that I manage where my property will be listed on all platforms. Okay, because the likes of the hospital, military bases, contractors, they go on every platform. They'll have like teams allocated to finding accommodation. And yes, those teams use Airbnb and Booking.com, Comfy Workers, Open Rent, Trade Stays. This property will be on all platforms, so I can accommodate the likes of contractors and families traveling to this area looking on those platforms. But the way we set up the property and the minimum night stay and our ID verification eradicates like parties, stag do's, hen do's, so don't worry, none of that will be going on at the property. So that's essentially it, really. You're going to rent this property, you're going to turn it into a fit for purpose. Don't niche down, such as like romantic getaways, or make it very pink, or make it very yellow, or just keep it very basic. Neutral colors, clean, fresh, fit for purpose, professional, warm. You can inject color, but don't niche it down to like female or male. What you got to keep in the back of your mind is a team of people allocated to finding accommodation for their contracting teams, all right? So they're going to come across your property. So you want to be kitting your property out something like this and this. So this is the sort of spec you need to be doing. It's fit for contractors and families. This will broaden your type of clientele that will book your property. You don't want to niche down too much to restrict bookings. You want to collect as many bookings as possible. So I hope this gives you a bit more clarity on the business model for service accommodation, where you sit, the type of objections you get. If you found this useful, then let me know. Give us a thumbs up, all that shenanigans, and I will catch you guys on the next one.